Hey there, it's Anna.
And Rick. Hi, everybody.
And we thought we'd actually do a video. We are here, we're sitting in front of a cathedral in Cuba.
Cuba!
Not knowing and not thinking that we would ever really be in Cuba. We came here, we're actually on a cruise conference for investing, and it just happened to come to Cuba. And I think, we actually need to give Cuba a lot more credit than really what, I think we're just a little scared of Cuba. At least I should say I was.
There's a bit of a fear of the unknown.
Yes, and there are a lot of myths about Cuba. It's a beautiful place. The architecture here is amazing, and we're going to actually take some video around the city too. The cathedral behind us, they are, rejuvenating all of the areas here, and it's actually, it's wonderful. It's a beautiful place, beautiful. One thing that is true is that you can't use your credit card here, so that is definitely true, and there's not ATMs. You can actually use American dollars. Right now it's like 87 cents to the Cuban cuque or peso, and there is also, you can use euros too. So some people from the cruise ship actually bought euros and are using euros. That's a one-for-one exchange if you have euros. So the other thing that we were told, we had to have a visa that the cruise ship provided that was $75 per person, and we were also told we had to have extra medical insurance, but we haven't had to provide that at all.
Nobody's asked.
Nobody's asked for that. And it wasn't much. It was $21 per person. But the other thing is we were told we had to have a short excursion to get off of the boat, which was completely not true. They actually, even the cruise ship announced, "Hey, we're here, you can get off." And we're like, what? So you definitely, it's so tourist friendly. You can get off, you can walk around. The people
a lot of
are
direct
lovely.
flights. People don't realize you can fly direct to Cuba now.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. We heard, I'm not sure, but like United, American Airlines, Southwest Airlines, JetBlue, they're all flying directly here. So is what we heard. But so there's a lot of access. There's actually also Airbnbs. Now I don't know if they're called Airbnbs, because a lot of the things what I was discovering before we came here is that you cannot find information on the internet. That's the whole thing. But they do have these, I'm looking to see if there's one around it. They do have these signs here that look kind of like eyeballs. And we'll put it here and we'll take a video maybe in front of them or something.
That's their sign that it's a private residence offering a room for rent.
Room for rent, exactly.
Place to rent.
Just like Airbnb. Now I don't know if they're on actual Airbnb.
Don't know that.
But that's what they describe it.
Like Kleenex.
Correct. Now it's like Kleenex. Exactly. And so what we're saying is, maybe if you come here, come with a day or two in mind and planned, but then just figure it out when you get here too.
Yeah.
Which I am not one to do that. I am not one to do that.
The other myth, as we were coming in into the waterway, was just the condition. It's actually a modern city. There's
skyscrapers.
Yeah, there's
skyscrapers.
High rises, and definitely this is a pretty big city with a lot of different amenities.
Now there are antique cars, and we will get that on video too. I've got some pictures and things. Oh yeah.
It's like time stood still, and And yeah, 70 years have gone by, and it just looks like we're back in the 50s.
Yes. But we did want to dispel some myths about money and accessibility, I think, and just getting here in general.
So, and just from a real estate perspective,
Yes.
because this is how I always think. I'm looking for meters, I'm looking for electric, I'm looking for utilities. They have public water. The tour guide person said they don't meter their water here. They provide meter, but they don't drink from the water. They drink bottled water. So I question how clean it is. They do. We talked about crime. It's one of the lowest crime areas. They have only the police and the military are allowed to possess firearms.
But I also think that they have extra penalties if there are crimes against tourists. So that's another big thing too, because they're really, really trying to promote tourism.
They are.
So there's not like pickpockets or anything,
And I think over time, education and things like that, I think the embargo will slowly phase out. But there's just a history, and we can respect that history of where we've come and why we've come from that place. But it's definitely the walls are coming down.
It's a very interesting place to come to.
So I talk about buying homes, buying property. They can only buy via cash. They don't finance anything here. So.
But they said 85% of the residents own homes.
Yeah.
85%. That's huge. Huge.
Free medical.
Free medical.
Free medical. Free dental services. There are taxes that are put in place. We were told that they wouldn't take the U.S. dollars.
They totally do.
And they totally do. In certain spots, certain businesses don't. There's a lot of the buildings that are in the commercial section are owned by the government, and they're identified as such. And then you have a few businesses that are owned privately, which is interesting. And you could see the transition. The government has. I'm not promoting government, but they have this philosophy of we're going to open up this hotel and make a lot of renovations. Thanks, Anna. And then they're going to take those dollars from that and put it into the next building.
Put it in the next building right next door. So that's a very cool idea. Very cool idea.
Yeah, very impressed and honored to be here, and just blessed to be here and seeing all these great sights. And so,
providing the education.
Yeah.
So definitely, and we will let you know about more.
Definitely.
So we'll take a few other spots and videos around the city. So gotta go.
And they give you a guided tour. This place is also the House of the Parliament, as it was intended before. and it is after the restoration. And then it is next to the theater. Look at the beautiful construction that we have there on the corner. Is the place for opera and ballet. Maybe you have heard about the reputation of the Academy in Cuba. Well, let me tell you that the new director of the Royal Ballet in London, it's a black Cuban ballerina, Carlos Acosta, and he brings big money to Cuba, and he supports new talents to the world. Okay, that's it. That hotel Kempinski, that's Sweden. Okay, it's very, very nice. I would recommend better Central Park Hotel because the pool on the roof is bigger. Okay, and that is cheaper and is also nice. So once again, we are going to do, listen, this time it's gonna be quicker. Click, 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 because you took, or some of you took longer time.
This is actually a closer look of the theater. Just beautiful. And the Capitol building there in a distance. You can see all the old cars here. It's really fun. Those are like little scooter cars. There's the Capitol building. Supposedly they're getting a gold dome on the top of that. So I wanted to show some of the buildings here, but I don't know about the noise. So we've got this building. Just amazing, some of the architecture and things. You've got buildings that are restored next to buildings that aren't. And then you have more modern buildings, so you can see that too. The modern buildings that are here, along with the old cars compared to new cars. So it's just really a very much a mixed. Like this building still needs to be restored. This one, they're working on it. Glass here is amazing too. So here we actually found La Floridita.
Found it. O'Reilly.
O'Reilly Street. I totally remember that one. We'll go back that one. That is the Irish Street here in Cuba. O'Reilly. All right, so here we have the Airbnb symbol here, room for rent. Rick is kindly pointing it out. I don't know if it's up to code, but who knows? You know, you just never know around here.
You saw the electrical panel?
Right.
Just
Electrical
don't
panel
touch the
hanging
wire.
out. Yeah, don't touch the wires. Here we got a Johnson drugstore on the corner. So the tour guide was saying that there aren't a lot of advertising and everything. They actually don't have commercials. They have like community announcements and take care of the animals and take care of the elderly and different things instead of commercials. So you go into a store and you know that you're going to get, you know, Johnson & Johnson or Head & Shoulders, and you just know that that's what you need. So it's kind of interesting. Wanted to point out a little bit more of the architecture here. So this is actually a building it looks like they're restoring. If you look up into the building, it's actually, I don't know if you can see it, it's all empty inside. So it's pretty interesting. Hello? Where you from? So this building actually is a mixture of old and new. So supposedly this was a college and it's still a form of education and schooling. But they tried to keep the old parts of the building along with the new parts of the building is what they're doing here. Right next to it you see this other restored building here. All the streets are actually these cobblestone streets. But we also had seen a couple of wood-style cobblestone streets, which was amazing. Just want to point out all the different architecture. Oh yes, Rick is enthralled with all of the cats. This is a little cat garden here. So the people actually feed the animals around here and kind of adopt them on the streets. So the government takes them in and spays and neuters them and then releases them back out. And then the people kind of take care of them. But they'll put like little tags on them, like little collars and such. I wanted to point out this building with this beautiful mural on it, but I think I'm going to have kind of a noisy cart here. So we're going to continue the nice little cat visit here. And I wanted to point out this mural. So this mural is made of sandstone. And so it's just kind of amazing on the side of this building. It's a nice piece of art that they've done here. From colonial times. So we're heading up to a restaurant right now. We got some nice stained glass up there, right there. It's amazing. These restaurants are amazing. Or these buildings. Años?
Moneda cubana. Handicap friendly.
Handicap friendly, not. Hola.
Hola.
Bebidas.
Reservation?
No. So across the way, you can kind of see there is a Havana sign over there, and there's a Jesus statue welcoming the people of Cuba, or the visitors of Cuba, actually. And then the fort. the terminal where we were parked at. This is downtown Havana. And they're saying adios.